All right, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Around the Town with Chuck. I'm Chuck Guglielmo, and joining me today will be the principal of St. John High School in Ashtabula, Nick Perkoski. Nick, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
How were your holidays?
Very nice, very nice.
Spending in Conneaut?
Yeah, with family and friends, and it's kind of relaxing
Very good.
for a couple weeks.
Well, we're going to get to find out a little bit about St. John High School today, and we're also going to talk about a little bit later in the interview the youth ministry that you do at Corpus Christi Parish here in Conneaut. So let's start with St. John High School. And fill us in a little, before we even do that, tell us a little bit about yourself, from high school days up to your current position.
Okay. Well, originally I'm from Conneaut. Graduated from Conneaut High School in 1984. So, grew up here. Then I went off to college at a Catholic seminary. I was studying to be a priest for a while, for about 5 years. Decided that's not what I wanted and went on to working in a parish out in Illinois for about 3 years and teaching in a Catholic high school there. Then was able to come back to this area, to the Massillon-Canton area, where I worked again as a director of religious education in a parish, taught at Central Catholic High School in Canton, and also was an adjunct professor at Walsh University.
Very good. Quite a log there,
Yes.
leading into your current position.
Yes, yes.
Let's talk about St. John High School, a school that has been on the rebound quite well after having some down years there. We've moved to a new location,
Correct.
a 1 through 12 building. So fill us in on all of that and how it's progressing.
Since I arrived at St. John, which was about 3.5 years ago, we've gone through rapid changes. My first year there at St. John, the school was already moving to its new location, so I was only in the old building for about a month, sitting in the office for the summer, until we moved and set up our new offices and classrooms in our new location. The new location has offered us much more opportunities for growth, much more room to build on the current building. It's the old Saybrook Elementary School that was there that we were able to acquire. Since we moved there, our enrollment has skyrocketed. I think when my first year there, we had 270 students. That's from preschool through 12th grade. Right now, we're at 416. So that's quite an increase.
So you have preschool, kindergarten, and first. Okay, so I'm sorry, I said 1 through 12
Yes,
building.
no, we have the whole gamut there.
Wow.
Yes.
That is wonderful. And the enrollment, we say, has increased by how much?
So we were at 270, probably around 275 my first year. We are now at 416. So that's quite a boost.
Yes. Do you credit some of that to a different location?
I think the new location certainly has helped us a lot in that department. It's on the outskirts of Ashtabula. It's in a more rural setting. It's a nice location. So I think people have seen that we look more vibrant, we look more alive, we have a future. Prior to my coming to St. John, I always heard, I almost didn't take the job because I was always hearing that the school was going to close because of the poor enrollment. But I think, for years St. John has gone through that problem of, are we going to be open next year? Are we going to be open next year? Ever since we moved, I think we've changed that. We're alive, we're growing, we're prosperous, we're doing very well. We have a bright future ahead for St. John. So yeah, I attribute some of that to the move to the new location. Also, we've done an aggressive marketing program at the school. Sister Maureen Burke, our president, has really been phenomenal in growing the school, reaching out to the community, positioning us to be open to not only the Ashtabula City area, but to Conneaut, to Geneva, and the rest of Ashtabula County. So she's made great efforts in doing that and making our school what it is today.
Now, when you were at the old location, that was just grades 9 through 12 at the high school, and then Mount Carmel hosted the grade school kids?
Correct, correct. It was still a preschool through 12 school, but it was in 2 separate buildings. So I believe, since I wasn't there, I'm not quite sure about this, but I believe that we were, the old St. John building had 7 through 12 there.
So how many rooms are there, classrooms are there at this St. John school?
Current St. John's School?
Yeah.
It's a good question. It's quite a few.
Educated, yes.
Yes. Well, we just built on a whole new section of St. John with a gym, plus about 10 more classrooms will be there. So that's in the new section. The old section probably has about 12 or 13 classrooms.
You mentioned the gym, now that's brand new.
Yes.
Just opened this year for the sports teams.
Yes, yes.
And how's that?
Oh, it's
doing?
Wonderful. The gym is beautiful.
Drawing in some good crowds.
Yes,
for the
yeah, very much so.
events.
Very much so. You know, it's one of the biggest gyms I've seen around in this area. It's huge.
I have to check that out.
Yes.
Of course, you always offer an open house for people to come in at any time.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And I keep saying I'm coming and I haven't come yet, but I will come.
Yes, good. Very good. You're always welcome to come, even if it's not an open house.
All right. How much do the local Catholic churches in the county help the St. John School?
Certainly the parishes here do promote, St. John amongst their own parishioners. There is, most of the parishes do offer subsidy to the students from that parish who go there to help offset some of the tuition cost. That helps us and it helps the families be able to send their students there.
What about the demographics? What do you notice with the enrollment there? Obviously, most of them are probably from Ashtabula City, I would think.
Yes, I would say the majority are from Ashtabula. We're getting quite a few from the Geneva area, a little bit from even closer to the Madison area. We're getting a few more from Conneaut. I'm hoping that we get a lot more from Conneaut going there. That's my goal, is to try to get a lot of students from Conneaut. So I would say Ashtabula, Geneva are kind of the growth areas.
Now, are you getting more from Geneva because Assumption School?
Yes, we did.
Closed their doors, right?
Yes, a good portion of those students did come to us after Assumption closed.
How do we do south in the county, like Andover, Jefferson, Orwell?
We have Orwell and Jefferson. We have a good handful of students from there. Andover, I don't think we have any at the moment, but we're reaching out to those areas as well. The distance is, somewhat difficult at times. From the Conneaut area, Conneaut City Schools do bus the students to St. John.
That was going to be my next question. Do all the cities bus?
Yes, most of the cities, Geneva, Ashtabula, Jefferson, and I think that's it, do bus students to St. John.
What are the school hour days?
Students are in their homerooms by 7:50, and then dismissal is at 2:20.
And this is for all grade levels?
Correct. Except for preschool. Preschool is kind of on its own.
Are they kind of mixed in together, or is there a certain section where the elementary kids are versus middle school and high school?
Yes. Even before we added on the gym, there was a designated section for high school classrooms, and then the other half of the building was for the grade school classes. With the new gym and new wing of classrooms, that has mostly become the high school section of the school. We still do have some high school classrooms in the old building, especially our science labs, which we won't be moving, so those will always be on the second floor of the old building. So it's nice. The students, I think, the high school students especially, enjoy having their own space and their own part of the building that they can call their own.
Do you have any students that walk to school?
There are some in the Saybrook area. I know a couple families that do live in the vicinity, so they do walk.
Talk to me about your staff. Are you able to name every single teacher for me from preschool all the way to the 12th grade?
I could. I don't know if you really want me to. I think we have a pretty good staff. we have a lot of teachers that have been at St. John for many years. You know,
From the old location.
From the old location, you know, and some are lifers. I mean, went to school there, got a job there, and they're still there. So, you know, I think it's, you know, people really are committed to that school, and that's, you know, we see that in the teachers that have been there for a while. And, you know, we've been able to get some brand new teachers straight out of college in the past several years, which is always a challenge because they're new, but it's also good because they come with new ideas and innovative ideas, so that helps, you know, revitalize some of our programs.
You mentioned you were trying to recruit, get more kids from the Conneaut area. Do you have people specifically at the school that do go out and recruit in other areas as well?
As far as
bringing kids into St. John's School?
As staff members?
No, students.
You know, I think students, we don't designate students to do that, but, you know, I think because they talk about the school and, you know, how much they enjoy the school and the benefits that they're receiving from being in a Catholic education, you know, I think that the word is spreading. So, you know, I think that's our best advertisement right there.
Talk to me about the expectations for extracurricular activities at St. John's School. What sports do you offer, and what other extracurricular activities are being offered?
Starting with our sports program, you know, we have been growing and adding new sports offerings to our list. You know, we do have football. Football, this is our second year of varsity football. It was, prior to my coming there, it was, I think, 5 years that they didn't have a football team because they didn't have enough students to field. But now for the past couple of years, we've been able to have a varsity team. You know, we're excited about that.
That's great, yes.
You know, we're still young. We won one game last year, which is a big victory for us. You know, it's a young program for them. You know, we're still in the building stages, but you know, we're excited about next year. And I think we're playing Conneaut next year. So.
You are. Unless Conneaut moves into this Pennsylvania league. I don't know if that's going to affect anything or not, but there's some rumors about that. So
yeah, I hope not, so we can play my alma mater. We also introduced wrestling this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, which is a great addition to our sports offerings. You know, we're very excited about that. We have Coach Scott Blank, is kind of renowned in this area for coaching that. We offer volleyball. Our volleyball team did wonderful this year. You know, we made it to districts and regionals. And our coach, Stephanie Kubek, got Coach of the Year, which is great for us. We also have golf, cross country, boys basketball, girls basketball.
Boys basketball is doing well.
Yes, we're 6-4 at the moment. That's great. Baseball and softball, and tennis. Tennis is an exciting program for us right now because we just built a new tennis court, state-of-the-art tennis court, 6 different courts. That was a donation from the Nassif family. And Todd Nassif is our coach for that team. So it's a great facility for a tennis program.
What about curriculum for the high school students? What's offered there?
Academic curriculum. It's you know, because it's been such a small school, especially in a high school, you know, having extra classes of different subjects has been kind of sparse because we can only offer the basics of English, history, you know, the history and English classes that is needed for graduation. But now that we're growing in population, we can start adding more extra courses in those areas. We're looking at bringing back some honors courses, because again, because of our numbers were so small, you know, we couldn't offer extra courses like that. So honors courses will be returning starting next year. We're planning on that. So you know, we're building that program. You know, the more students we get, the more we're able to offer the community. Any
foreign languages yet?
We do have Spanish. Spanish has always been taught at St. John.
What kind of textbooks does St. John use?
A variety of textbooks that, maybe that you would be seeing in some of the better public schools. We try to do our best to find the best textbooks that are available that meet our curriculum and also the state standards. But we do push our teachers not to rely just on the textbook. Textbook is just a tool for the teachers to help guide them. We want them to teach beyond the textbook. So the textbook is just kind of one part of the student's classroom.
That's the old school way.
Yeah, that's the old school. You go chapter by chapter, and we don't encourage that anymore. We want students.
But you do use the textbooks on occasion.
Yes, we do use them.
What about tuition at St. John's School? How is that?
There's a variety of packages for tuition.
You work with families as well, right?
Correct. Yes. Oh, definitely. If there's financial needs, we do our best to find assistance and so forth. We don't want costs to be prohibitive for families to come to St. John. So we do offer some programs. Keith Corlew, our enrollment director, does a wonderful job with working with families and helping them, find those resources to get in. So I think we do pretty good. Do you communicate with the public schools in the county at all? Do you have to, or just do you? I think we have a very good relationship with the public schools, especially with Ashtabula City Schools. We rely on them for some of the services, our auxiliary services. Our school psychologist comes from Ashtabula City Schools. Our guidance counselor is also employed by Ashtabula City Schools. So we do have a great working relationship with the administration there. And we have a friendly relationship with all the other districts as well. But they're the main district that we have to deal with. Mm-hmm. All schools, of course, have challenges. What are some challenges at St. John's School? I think part of the biggest challenges that we face, and I think everybody faces in this area, is economics. We're doing very well as far as raising money and being able to build on our programs and attract more students and all of that. But ultimately, the economics of our families, they can continue to afford Catholic education. And that's why we try to set up a lot of assistance programs and so forth. So, I think that's always going to be a challenge for us, to keep growing financially, but at the same time helping families to afford us. Mm-hmm. We do our best with that. So I think that's our biggest challenge. Mm-hmm. All schools also have successes. What are some of the successes you've seen so far at St. John's School? I just think our growth.
Obviously, you're one of them.
You
being the principal at St. John's School and the enrollments increasing.
It's not all on me for that. Sister Maureen Burke, our president, has really helped grow the school. We have an excellent staff of teachers that attract students. So I think that the combination of all of that and our reaching out to the communities has really been what has brought success to St. John. Because we are open, we are a family, we are a caring, it's our mission of who we are as a Catholic school, is to reach out to the community, especially those in need. One of the fortunate things that's happened in current years is what we call the Ed Choice program. Now it's called the Expanded Ed Choice, where it's basically government vouchers for students in kindergarten through next year. I think it'll be extended to second graders, so third graders. Every year that they add on a new grade. So if you fall under a certain income level, you may be eligible for tuition grants from the state. So that has helped us in the growth in the grade school.
Does St. John have a library or visual aids or anything like that?
We do have a library. We actually just moved our library into the new building. So we kind of pared down a little bit some things. We used to have banks of computers in there, but our students are given their own laptops as part of enrollment at St. John. So they're issued a laptop, so they don't need banks of computers like they used to have. So the students have their own laptops to use at any time in the classroom or in the library study hall. So yeah, I think, we have the high school library, and then we also have a grade school library, which
It's wonderful.
yeah, I think we have a good collection of books. Our librarian in the grade school takes each class a couple times a week and kind of introduces them to new things in the library. So we do a good job.
Well, it all sounds very encouraging. We want to wish you good luck at St. John's School in the
Thank you.
future.
Thank you.
Is there anything about St. John's School that I didn't ask that's in your notes that you'd like to get out there for the people?
No, I just brought some statistics to help me remember some things. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great place. If anybody is interested in coming to St. John, please contact me or Keith Corley, our enrollment director. We'll be happy to sit down, come in for a tour.
And again, that's out in the old Saybrook School building. What's the name of the street?
We're on Depot Avenue.
So you kind of like where the
Right off of
Inside High
20.
School is? Are you around that area?
Past there, right off of Route 20. I don't know if you know where the clock shop is.
Probably not.
Yeah, okay, it's right
But
on
you're pretty close to Geneva almost.
Yes, we're not very far from Geneva. Just several miles.
Okay, let's move on to something else. You are also head of the youth ministry in Corpus Christi Parish here in Conneaut, which
Yes,
is
yes,
St. Mary and St. Francis Cabrini.
Right.
I want to say 6 years now you've started this?
No, actually, I've only been back in the area for 3.5 years. So.
We've only had that for that long?
Yeah,
It seems
yeah.
like longer than that.
Yeah.
And that seems to also be growing. I know when you first started, you had a couple of kids, but the last time was there, it looked like you had about 8 or 9.
Yeah, we average between 8 to 10 students at a time that come. We certainly have a regular core, probably about 5, that have kind of very stable coming to classes and events and so forth. Certainly we would want more in youth ministry, but for me, it's my volunteer work that I do for the community, for the parish. And I've always been involved with youth ministry or parish work my whole life, so it's something I enjoy doing, love doing. I wish I could spend more time with it to make it grow, because there's certainly more things that we could be doing to push to get more students. But I do my best with it.
Of course, you call it the coffee house.
Yeah, we don't call it classes.
And you meet for like about 2 hours on a Sunday morning?
About an hour and a half. Most of it's social time. The other half is we do the readings for that week and discuss the readings, the meaning of the readings that they would be hearing at Mass that day. So very casual discussions. I try to keep it as light as possible so that they enjoy coming. They love the social part of it. I bring donuts every week, so they have donuts. And I think I'm the only one that drinks the coffee, though.
Do you get support from Father Miller?
Oh, definitely. Always encouraging, always supporting. Especially when we do any events, like going to Cedar Points, the parish help pay for most of that. We try to do a lot of events like that to keep students interested in coming back.
I know it is. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think the most important part of youth ministry is building a community of students. It's not about formal teaching. It's where they feel comfortable coming and gathering and being with each other, and creating an atmosphere. And I think that's what draws them. And I think that's what church is all about.
Of course, you plan tons of activities with them. Share with the audience out there the activities that you guys have done.
We've done a variety of things, between social and service work. Like I said, we went to Cedar Points, go to Waldermere too every year. We do those kind of fun activities, as well as some service. Every summer we've been involved with the Leaf Project. The kids love doing that during the summer. We paint, mainly our skill is painting houses. That's all we can do. For the past couple of years, we've been assigned a house to work on as part of the Leaf Project. So the kids love doing that. It's enjoyable for them. Sometimes they get more paint on themselves than they do on the house. They love doing that. Any service events happening at the parish, such as the Thanksgiving meal that the parish served for the community, our students help deliver meals to shut-ins. That's our job this year, and we did it again for Christmas.
And you have your breakfast
Yes, every now and then, instead of having
journeys.
yes, every now and then, instead of having a coffee house, we go to mass and then go to breakfast afterwards. At one of the local establishments.
Well, I know all those kids love you to death.
Mm-hmm.
And Father will always say to me, you know, because I have the 8th graders, of course, try to talk to them after confirmation to come in. So we spend usually, the last Sunday of our CCD year with your group. When we bring them over, how do your kids react to that?
Oh, they love having them come over. I mean, they enjoy that. They hope that some of them are able to join us, and they do. We get a handful each year. And sometimes after confirmation, we tend to lose them. So we try to make youth ministry as attractive as possible. And the kids do all that work of, telling them how much fun it is and how much they enjoy coming. And all that.
And this is grades 9 through 12.
9 through 12, correct.
And it's not just Conneaut Public School kids, some of them go to St. John's.
Yes,
well.
we have one student from St. John that's good there. So that's good. We also have our alumni that come back every time they're home from college. We have about 3 or 4 that.
Is one of them real tall and thin?
Yes.
He's a character, but
yes.
he's
Yeah,
a great
great
kid. Yeah, he is.
They're all great kids.
Yeah, they
I
are.
really enjoy my time with them.
And you're a great guy, Nick, and I want to thank you for coming in.
Sure, you're welcome.
Principal, St. John's School, which is being very successful, and
Yes.
hopefully it will continue to be successful.
Yes.
And great job with the youth ministry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That was Nick Perkoski, Principal of St. John School, and that's another edition of Around the Town with Chuck.